What is good, everybody? It is Spill here, and welcome back to another NBA 2K Lab video. In this one, we're going to be going over our shooting badge tier list for Season 1, and with the addition of badge tiers this year, some badges become way more valuable than others, and as you know, they took out some badges from last year, so we're going to be ranking these badges from least impactful all the way to most impactful and show you which ones you should be using. So if you're new to the channel, man, be sure to subscribe, turn those notifications on. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, I know it's early in the game and you're probably looking at these shooting badges thinking about where to put them on your build, and we're going to start in the C tier with the badges we think provide the least impact and work our way up to the badges we believe provide the most impact at this point of the game. Now, we'll start with guard up, and this badge sounds really good on paper but doesn't seem to activate as much as it should. And it's not very practical either, as most players will typically use the right stick to contest with hands up or even obviously jump at the shooter. Now, this badge just doesn't seem viable at this point in Season 1, so we have it in the C tier. Next badge we have is Corner Specialist, and this is a badge we typically recommend, at least on bronze, but a lot of people have been calling it pointless and worthless, and we recently tested it and it doesn't seem to provide any noteworthy impact. So until we get further clarity on this badge or until it proves to be useful, this is a C tier badge for now, as corner shots are already pretty easy to hit. Next we have Slippery Off Ball, and this is a badge that a lot of people are actually quite high on this year, and it may provide value as a tier 1 badge, but there's still more impactful badges to use, and the animations you get from Slippery Off Ball aren't even that much better. It may be wiser to use these shooting badges for actual shooting. Next we have Amped, and this is a badge that is pretty much tireless shooter from previous 2Ks, and when doing anything below 50% stamina, your make percentage is drastically reduced, and this badge will help increase that make percentage. And while we never usually recommend this badge, stamina seems to play a larger role this year in 2K23, so it may be wise to have this on, especially if you like to dribble. And this badge would be much better if it canceled out the speed penalty from low stamina when shooting, but it doesn't, and that's why we have it in the B tier, as it does provide some value. Next we have Midi Magician, and this is a badge that activates on post fades and moving middies, and this is an S tier badge for post scorers and shot creators on the twos especially, but I've been greening with a 45 mid-range in my wide open mid-range shots, and it seems you don't really need a high rating to hit your middies this year. If you do have that particular playstyle though of those Ticino type middies, or you're a post scorer like to shoot post fades, this can be a really good badge, but of course threes are still worth more than twos, and that is why we have Midi Magician in the B tier. Moving on, we have the Deadeye badge, and I'm going to put Deadeye and Blinders both here in the B tier, and that's not because they're not impactful, but because we have to do more testing to see just how effective they are. Now, when they activate, they're great badges, but they don't seem to activate very consistently, and we're going to be updating this list for Season 2 when we find more concrete results, but for now, Deadeye and Blinders both in the B tier. Next, we have Clutch Shooter, and we have this as a B tier badge. Of course, it works well in clutch moments, and you'll get that boost, but this badge also works on free throws like in past years, and can definitely benefit people who still want to knock down free throws even with a lower rating. So for that, we have it in the B tier. The Claymore Badge, a brand new badge that was introduced in 2K23, boosts your shot percentage when remaining stationary for a catch and shoot shot. And this is a B tier badge, and it's decent if you sit corner or hash, and if your role is to provide spacing, it's a decent shooting badge to have equipped to get that nice little boost. Next, we have Catch and Shoot, and this has been a staple badge in 2K for years, and we have it in the B tier because while it does activate quite often, it doesn't activate on limitless range or mid-range shots, which hurts the overall effectiveness of the badge. It's still one of the better shooting badges though if you're planning on spotting up. Moving into the A tier, we have Volume Shooter. While we haven't tested it yet, the early feedback on this badge is that it's been improved from last year, so if you're a point guard or if you take a lot of shots in game, this could definitely be a badge worth equipping, especially at a tier 1 investment. Next we have Space Creator, and this is a badge that works really well if you're taking step back shots. Last year it was a playmaking badge, and this year they made it a shooting badge fused with playmaking, so now you can catch ankles with this badge, and not only that, but it provides a boost to those shots as well. So if you're taking step back shots and you have a decently high 3-point, this is definitely a badge you want to have equipped. Then we have Green Machine, and since every made shot on the perimeter this year is basically a green and there's no whites, this badge holds a little more value than it did in previous years. Especially for good shooters, this is an A tier badge. If it's anything like it worked last year, you knock down 2 greens, and that 3rd green, 4th green, those come a little bit easier. So in a game where shooting is a little bit tougher this year, I think Green Machine definitely holds a lot of value. Moving on, we have the new badge Comeback Kid, and this is a badge that works and activates on all jumpers when you're down by at least 7. So if you're ever down in a game, this is going to provide a solid boost, and since the activation is so easy, we have it in the A tier. Now, we haven't tested the exact stats on the badge, as it's tough to script getting the exact conditions right, but we're working on a way to get those reliable numbers, and we'll most likely have that video for you sometime in the future. Now we're moving on to the S tier badges, and as you can see, there's only 2 left, so this list consists of the final 2 shooting badges, which is Limitless Range and Agent 3. Agent 3 is a badge I personally love and always use. I love my fades, I gotta have this one equipped, and it works on more than just fades too. It works on stop and pop shots, It also works on rhythm shooter 3s that you would take from last year. It activates all the time on almost every shot besides step backs and catch and shoots, and is definitely a badge you want to have equipped if you do more than just spot up. Now, of course, we have Limitless Range, and if you have a high 3-ball, this badge even on silver can provide great results when shooting from range. And if you have 99 3-point and access to the Hall of Fame Limitless badge, it's like shooting with your feet on the line but from beyond the hash. That's how easy it feels. Now, if you're a lower rated shooter, this may be more of an A tier badge, but if you're an aggressive shooter and looking to get your shot off whenever you want, it's an absolute must have. Now, that is all we got for the season 1 shooting badge tier list. Let me know in the comments down below which badges are your favorite, which badges you think maybe didn't get enough love. As always, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like if you found this video helpful. Thank you guys for watching. It's Spill, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.